I was working for a jeweler here in town, and then when the crash of '08 happened and everybody cut back, I got laid off. I had very little money to live on. I was living on $600 a month was my retirement. And so I went and got food stamps, and luckily I had savings, and I was able to buy a little shack. It had no foundation, and it was all tilted and crooked, and but I had enough money to buy it outright, so I had a roof over my head and food on the table, but I had no money to do medical or dental, and I hadn't had dental insurance with the jeweler, and so it had been years since I had been to a dentist. I didn't realize how bad my mouth was. A friend of mine recommended Dr. B. He says he's been to her and she's really great. So I came and told her my situation, and she said she'd work with me. The gums were the first thing we did, because they were really receded and in really bad condition. And then of course the crowns. While she was working on me, she was very careful about the discomfort levels, and she was always checking to see whether I was in pain. And but I still didn't have any money to pay her. But I had some jewelry. Having been a jeweler, I had jewelry and things left over, and I had a set of sterling silver. And so I says, well, can we trade? And she says, well, bring it in and we'll take a look. And so I did. And she was very gracious. Because she didn't need any of this. But she took it and went on with my treatments. And then I got old enough to get my Social Security. And because I owned my house outright, I was able to save money out of my Social Security. And so then I was able to pay for the services. I have the greatest affection for the kind of person that she is. I think the world of the woman. She is the kindest, most caring person that I've ever met. And she seemed to really take to me for some reason. And that helped a lot with what I was going through. It helped me lift out of the depression of losing everything. One thing I want to say is that they have never, ever made me feel like they were giving me charity. They treated me with dignity and respect, and treated me as a person of value, and that's really fabulous. And it's not something that you find in every office. Again, she went above and beyond. My mouth today, I have no pain, and there is no bleeding at the gums anymore. My mouth has improved 1,000%. Oh, Dr. B, thank you so much for being you, being the wonderful person that you are.